All right, this is Rudy. It's about 20 minutes after 2 o'clock. Brother Gerald and I just did a long drive back from Florida to Texas. Been home about 30 minutes or so. I uploaded a video from Pastor Kent Hovind to Pastor Jerry Rose, so you guys might want to make sure you listen to that. This is Pastor Kent Hovind giving his just his impression of the verdict, and it's a very good information. One thing I want to document for the record, when I tell you the last few months have been just absolutely crazy, right? It's just almost unbelievable, from morning until night, and then going down for the trial. But when I left for the trial, I left my wife with a lot of responsibility. She had the responsibility of accepting Kent Hovind's calls. She has to take care of my dad, make sure that he gets fed. We have 2 dogs, and there's just a lot of responsibilities around the house. The reason I say that is there was a main computer that I do most of my work for Kent Hovind, and that computer has all of my Kent Hovind files, all of my pacer.gov legal documents, documents downloaded and backed up from 2 Peter 3. It has files where I have stored passwords to freekenthovind.com for when I want to log in to do blogging. Passwords for pacer.gov, bank accounts, contact information for all of the different contacts. And I'm just saying, my wife, when I left her, she was left with a tremendous amount of responsibility, and for some reason the computer appears to have gotten hacked, started getting critical 5,000 errors. Someone called her, and I think my wife let her guard down, and it may sound silly, but she actually let the person into the computer, which is just, we all know is a no-no, but there was a lot of responsibility she had. And, anybody can let your guard down for a little bit. Well, anyway, the point I'm trying to make is this computer that I had purchased and set up for video editing, it has Microsoft Office. I was using it to change Word documents into PDF files. I was using it to organize all of my Kent Hovind information. It appears to be completely fried. And whatever they did to it, my wife, she said when they called, she thought they were getting the error messages from Microsoft. I know that's silly. It just kind of makes me want to laugh a little bit that anybody would think that when someone calls on the phone, they're actually going to help, because I'm so distrustful of other human beings, and I've learned that through a lifetime of experience. But in any event, she recorded the hacker's phone call. So on my channel, if you search for Hackers Call Aaron, part 1 of 2, she tells me she recorded 2 parts of their conversation, and so they actually talk her into getting into the machine, and because I was completely swamped in Florida, I guess she decided to take their help, and I'm very concerned that they stole all of the data on the computer as well as fried it, and so I've lost all of my previous Kent Hovind data. I do have some backups, but not all, and I've lost all of my application software that I had, my video editing, Cyber Director. I had another video editing software that I paid over $100 for. I've lost my Microsoft Office. And also, I'm going to be gone all next week. I'm leaving the country, and I will not be around to do anything to recover the computer or to even take Kent Hovind phone calls. So I will be completely out of email and contact range for the next week. And I think maybe Racer X and maybe a few others are going to be trying to receive Kent Hovind phone calls. At least I hope they will be. And I will be, when I get back in a week, I'll be picking up where I left off. But this is a huge setback, because the main computer that I had been using for driving all of this appears to have been completely fried. I can't even get it to boot up, and I've tried to restore back to defaults, and it's failed on the first time. I'm going to continue to work on it, but so we'll just continue to keep the fight. But I want you guys to know that just because I'm going to go silent here for a week Doesn't mean that I'm giving up at all. I will be coming back to America once the week is over, and I'll be restoring the computer, and we'll just reinstall everything from scratch if we have to. And we'll continue to make noise and shine the light. But I do ask you guys to go look at the Jerry Rose video. It appears Kent Hovind is in very good spirits, and we're never going to give this up until Kent Hovind gets out of prison. That judge gets exposed. I think she's an evil, wicked, satanic, Luciferian, Jezebel judge, and I don't think that's being overboard. I think that's exactly what she is. I think she has very evil motives in how going after Kent Hovind, and I think Tiffany Hope Eggers is an extremely evil, wicked person as well, and Scott Schneider is an extremely evil, wicked person, and has made his living and his career off of the coattails of Kent Hovind, and justice will prevail. And they threw the kitchen sink at our brother Kent Hovind. They threw everything they had at him. They had lots more time. They had a biased judge. They controlled the jury selection with a complete psychology trap and a psychological bias to set up that judge as the unquestionable authority, when in actuality that judge is by far the most corrupt person in that courtroom. And that's saying a lot, because Tiffany and Scott are pretty corrupt themselves. But I'm sure that justice will prevail, and they will be exposed for the evil they've done against our brother Kent Hovind. And not only will Kent Hovind get out of that prison one day, but they will lose their jobs, and I believe they will be the ones wearing the orange jumpsuit, and that will be a day to rejoice. So Tiffany and Margaret Casey Rogers, you Jezebel Dream Team. Hey, what happened to Pamela C. Marsh? Did she have a conviction of conscience? Is that why she didn't participate? It would be great to, maybe if anybody knows her, go ask her why she didn't participate, because maybe it was too much to stomach. The evil in the room was too much to put up with, maybe. And so maybe Pamela C. Marsh just couldn't stand, because it's so apparent what's going on. The egregious and flagrant Christian persecution of a good, godly man, Kent Hovind, and that he's greedy. He's greedy, and because he's greedy because he wants the land back that was originally his and you guys stole from him. You got to be kidding me. Okay, well, I've got a few hours tomorrow to get ready and pack, and I got to leave again. I doubt I'll have time to restore my computer. You guys were successful. I haven't even listened to the hackers video, but my wife tells me some guy pretended to call from Microsoft and ask her to take over the computer, which we all know is a no-no, but my wife was under a lot of pressure with taking care of my dad and taking care of the dogs and doing all the things around the house that need to be done, as well as taking the Kent Hovind phone calls. So we have to give her a little break, but we'll just have to make a mental note in the future. Never, ever, ever, ever let someone call you and tell you they want access to your computer. But you bastards that have done this, hey, you think it's okay and you think it's cute and you think it's cool to, grab all my data and fry my computer. Your day is coming too. All you evil bastards, all you evil bastards that do these wicked things, your time is coming. And I can't wait for justice to prevail. And that's all I got to say for now. I'm very, very tired. I got to get some sleep. Praise God, they didn't convict Kent Hovind on the charges they brought against him. They spent over $350,000, and they threw the kitchen sink at him. They brought their most wicked and evil prosecutors. They did the best jury tampering they could. They controlled the data within the courtroom. They had the most evil, wicked, Jezebel, satanic, Luciferian judge they could have. She did not recuse herself, and they couldn't get a conviction on mail fraud or conspiracy to commit mail fraud. They still couldn't get a conviction. And and the criminal contempt of court, Ernie tells me that there ain't no way that's going to hold up in an appeals court, and I believe Ernie. I believe what he says. So
that's all I got to say about that.
Yeah, you bastards are going to get what's coming. You absolutely are going to get what's coming. And there are some of people that are praying that God softens your heart, but After what I've seen, you guys are far, far, far from having a softened heart, and you're far, far, far from repenting for the wicked that you've done. If anything, what I saw is I saw some very evil people, and I saw some very wicked people. And
Good night.
good night.